So my latest video just got copyrighted for using Pixar and all that. So to make it up to you guys, I'm gonna do another one of all the popular indie shows, just the popular ones. Now keep in mind, I'm not gonna go easy on this, but because of a special guest, I am gonna go easy. That special guest is pretty important to me, and for the rest of the video, it's just gonna be me and him talking. Yep, so just don't really expect a lot. Anyway, just gonna get off really too fast, so let's just hurry up. Out of all the shows I talked about, not once did I ever talk about The Amazing Digital Circus. Reason why is that I never really liked The Amazing Digital Circus. I never really watched it ever since the pilot release. Whenever I would see anything related to The Amazing Digital Circus, I would be like, damn, this is so bad of a whole TV series. How did this even get picked up on Netflix? But I decided to watch all 4 episodes by force, and it's not that bad. There's some things I don't like about it. There's some stuff I do like about it. I'm not gonna go into detail about it, but because I have a a good friend of mine, I'm gonna let him give his personal opinion about this.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Me personally, I like the Amazing Digital Circus. I think it's pretty good. I like the plot. I like the storyline. It's very well driven. It's really good. I don't really have nothing negative to say about it. But however, my only issue with the Amazing Digital Circus is the pacing. I feel like the pacing is a little bit too fast for my liking. Let's take the newest episode for an example. Episode 4, which I think is the newest episode. It's been a little bit since I watched The Amazing Little Circus. It went by kind of fast. I'm not gonna lie. And there's like so many like things that I felt like they could have like done a little bit more with Gangle, other than making her like this emotional, like distraught, like piece of trash or whatever. They just capitalized off of that. I really wanted them to see them do more stuff with Jax because the way that the teasers and stuff were showing, it looks like Gangle was gonna be a pain in Jack's ass, and it just didn't really capitalize to me, if you know what I mean. The Amazing Digital Circus is alright. I have nothing bad to say about it. I like it. It's good. However, my only issue with it is the pacing. The pacing's a little too fast.
Yeah, the pacing is not good so far, but we really hope that episode 5 is gonna cut it down a little bit and at least give us some like more character arcs and all that. I just don't like it because of the fandom. Have you ever seen all the deviant arts and shit? That's why I don't like it. But it's not that bad of a show. So out of all the shows besides The Amazing Digital Circus, not once have I ever seen somebody talk smack about Hell of a Boss. It's not that bad of a show, and I can kind of agree with it. The pacing's not good. The creator is just a fucking creep, by the way. But did it really need the fans? No, I don't. I don't think it needed. I don't think Hell of a Boss needed fans. The reason why I'm saying this is because Hell of a Boss is not even that remotely funny at all. But at least it's not as on board as Hell of a Hazbin Hotel. Well, Hazbin Hotel just has way more cussing. It just looks like a South Park ripoff. Well, Hell of a Boss actually has storyline and lore, and also for some reason, one of the characters is pregnant. Talk about DeviantArt here. Anyway, I don't have a lot to say about it, so I'm just gonna let not Jerry. I'm gonna just let my friend talk about it.
I'm not gonna lie to you boys, I fucking hate this show. I hate this show with a burning passion in my heart. And I just want to start off with the fandom. I absolutely despise the fandom so much. I don't know what it is about it. I swear to God, these people pisses me off. There's a lot of things I want to say about the fandom. I want to talk about the shippers. Now, me personally, you do you. I don't really care if you ship a character. I really couldn't give two less of a craps, but it's just like those one shippers, that shift characters that obviously won't fit together and don't have the same chemistry. I fucking hate these people. And also, despite the amazing animation and voice talent, some viewers may feel that the show is focused on being flashy than actually being coherent with the satisfying storytelling theme. And also, another thing about it is the edgy humor. This show completely builds itself off of edgy humor. I'm not gonna lie. They make Ooh, I had to cut myself out right there. I'm just gonna quickly pass the phone back to my friend, bro. Ooh, I was about to crash out.
Yeah, so far, Hell of a Boss is not funny at all. It's not like Husband Hotel where it's just cussing every single 3 seconds. But I've seen worse. I don't have a lot to talk about Metal Family. It's really just a 2 season short series, basically about some dumbass nigga who's just really uh. Okay, I gotta be honest. I have not seen the whole show. I only watched one episode to get research, and that episode was like the second season. And I don't know what else to say about it. I like the animation. I like that the fact is everything is about like goth and like punk attitude and all that. That's what I kind of liked. But I didn't like the orange-haired girl for some obvious reasons. Don't really have a lot to say about it. It could have been better. Again, I like the animation. That's really all I like about it. So, Spooky Month is bad. It's remotely bad. It's hypothetically bad. Don't ask what hypothetically is. Anyway, I decided to watch one of the episodes, one of the long ones, just to make sure I got most of the lore right, how it is. It's really just a little fun series that the creator did. The, anyway, I don't really have a lot to say about it. It's not funny, not good. Um, yeah, I don't really have a lot to say because Spooky Month is just nothing but just an excuse to use good animation, something like this. This is not what I really expected indie animation to be, but whatever. Edgeworld. Possibly the greatest and indie animation since the 2010 era, but still being probably the worst. The reason? The fandom. Most of the time, the fandom is just one of the weirdest to actually cult classic cartoon like this. I like the animation and recipes. Ed Gold. From 1992 to 2012. I'm thinking, but it was a really good show. But the fandom just kind of ruins the show to the point where it's not even enjoyable. There's the people who are fangirls who ship Tom and Ed. There's people who ship Todd and Tom together for some reason. These are all boys, by the way. I don't understand how you can ship two straight characters who have female counterparts that they basically had fallen in love with into this. This isn't Edgeworld. This is just weird people who just want an excuse to make weird and questionable fan art of the characters that we know. Todd, Ed, all the characters. Alright, I put this one on second place for obvious reasons. Phantom's not fun. Alright. Murder Drones is literally nothing but just an excuse to get robots to kill other robots. I don't really have a lot to say about it. I simply do not like it. The animation is good. The only good thing about it, this is the same people who made those SMG4 brain rot videos. You cannot take these niggas seriously. But this is the one that's probably gonna get long already, so I'm just gonna pass it on to Nerd Sans. So,
All right, I'm not gonna lie to you. I love Murder Drones. I'm not gonna lie. It's by far one of my favorite indie animations that's currently out right now. I really like the story-driven plot. I like the character development. I like the plot development. I like everything about it. I like the emotional depth that it has, and how each character are like emotionally like, you know, like they have like their own story and stuff like that. Um, I'm also like a huge like fan of the plot. I don't know if I said that already. I probably did. Just something about robots that they're just killing each other, but then one of them realizes that this could be like a setup or something, and now they're trying to find the truth. Like that's really really good story writing. Now I haven't watched Murder Drones in a while, so my knowledge about it may be complete shit, but like I said, I like his character development. I like how each character is portrayed and developed. That's really, really good story writing. And honestly, I think it's by far one of the best indie shows out there. It's just a perfect example on how an indie show should absolutely be written. And that's pretty much all I gotta say for today's video. And yeah, I'm just gonna pass the phone back to Tom Rossity, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. I guess whatever.
Words cannot describe how much I fucking hate this show. Not a single person likes this show in my fandom. Now, here's the thing. Hazbin Hotel could have been a lot of things. It could have been an actual cartoon. It could have been an adult comedy. Hell, it could have even been South Park. But the one thing that made it really bad is the people in the fandom. People will agree with me and say that the people in the fandom are just way toxic. Mostly like the Friday Night Funkin' community. It's just full of pedophiles. Yeah, sure, whatever. Now take the Hazbin Hotel community, for example, and just take a shit on it. And there you go. You got the Hazbin Hotel fandom. Every single person I have talked about, as they talked about Hazbin Hotel, has weird interests. But Hazbin Hotel is one of them, and I just want to say I decided to watch all 8 episodes, and I immediately regretted it, and I want my hour back. All 23 minutes of the 8 episodes, I absolutely despise all of it. The cussing in this one is literally just like 3 seconds of all swearing. Like, the creator can't do anything else but just add swear words and say, hey, there's a swear word, this is gonna be funny, right? So, even though he just said he's gonna go, I'm gonna pass it to my friend Nerd Sands. He's gonna go all out and gonna go all crazy. Not too crazy, but still.
As a professional hater of Hazbin Hotel, I can safely say that this is the biggest piece of dog shit you will ever watch in your entire life. The story is complete ass. The plot is shit. The character development is literally just all over the place. And just like Tom Rossi said, the fandom pisses me off. It's filled with a bunch of weirdos, creeps, and people with weird fetishes who likes fat girls. Anyway, you criticized one episode, and I actually had this happen to me. I recently criticized an episode of Hazbin Hotel, and just like that, 663 Discord messages of people telling me to go kill myself. Just like that. The fandom is really awful, and it's genuinely full of weird and like deprived people, and just like people with weird kinks and shit like that. I genuinely don't like the fandom, and it's also really toxic too. And also the humor is extremely push. Like most of the jokes are literally violence and sex, which they do this so much to the point where it's genuinely starting to be repetitive. I mean, yeah, it's violence, sex, ha 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 ha. Who wouldn't laugh at that? It's literally edgy humor at the end of the day. But if you're constantly forcefully pushing that shit into every single episode, don't you think that becomes a little bit repetitive, especially for us, the viewer? And not to mention, the character development is absolutely terrible. I don't like the way that some of these characters were developed. I hate it. I just hate it so much. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna pass the phone back to Tom Rossity. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, like I said, nobody, even Nerd Sands, does not like Hazbin Hotel, and everybody should agree. Well, not everybody, but still. If you like Hazbin Hotel, I personally agree with your opinion, but I'm not going to go out and say that I like it. Anyway, I think this video is already going to get too long, and I really want to start watching this shit, so I'm going to log off, and I will see you guys probably in the next video. Yeah, shout out to Nerd Sands. I'll put his link in the link in the description, all that. But yeah, we'll see you guys later.